So Hyobin, for today's coverage, I heard you traveled not too far. You traveled to downtown Seoul, to the heart of Seoul, but it might have felt a little bit like time traveling because you went to Deoksugung Palace, right?
That's exactly right, Swa. But today, in fact, Deoksugung Palace is not the main spotlight. So there, Korea's century-old craftsmanship is finding new life. Let's take a look together.
Preserving tradition is just as important as creating it anew. A group of Korea's master artisans known as National Heritage Craftsmen have come together to showcase how traditional craftsmanship continues to thrive. Inside Deoksugung Palace, Korea's heritage is reborn through the hands of those devoted to keeping it alive. From a reinterpretation of the Irworobongdo, the iconic royal folding screen that stood behind the king's throne, to a faithful restoration of Gyeongbokgung Palace's floral walls, the exhibition features more than 120 works by artisans and apprentices across disciplines such as carpentry, painting, and sculpture. These craftspeople spent months, sometimes an entire year, replicating the exact materials or techniques of the past.
This portrait was made using yungnimun, a technique from the late Joseon period. We use natural pigments based on original recipes. Recreating the traditional process requires multiple attempts and can take 6 months to a year.
Their dedication goes beyond restoring old methods. It's about reviving the spirit behind them.
As a builder of hanok, Korea's traditional wooden houses, I am proud to promote the excellence of Korean architecture worldwide. We're doing our best to raise the global profile of our country's heritage craftsmen.
Each brushstroke and carving embodies centuries of accumulated skill and pride. And through their hands, the legacy of Korea's ancestors finds new life.
Our forebears left us this national heritage. Now it's our turn to pass it on to the next generation. That's why we keep creating, so that tradition never fades.
The exhibition, which runs until this Sunday, reminds visitors that heritage is not merely a relic of the past, but a living dialogue between yesterday and today, carried forward by those who refuse to let it disappear.
It's amazing to see how these artifacts, these sculptures and paintings have been recreated. It's kind of even difficult to tell the real ones from the recreated ones. But Hyobin, how was the experience for you out there?
I mean, it was a great experience because it was great to see the traditional crafts at a very traditional place, which is the Deoksugung Palace. And also, it's autumn here in South Korea. The weather is great, so you could feel the autumn breeze outside. So it's a very refreshing experience.
Definitely. The weather is perfect. You know, take the walk outside, especially along the palace as well. And also, what really caught my eyes are different types of crafts. There were paintings, sculptures, and also carpentry. Could you please tell us a little bit more about the exhibition?
Sure. So as I mentioned in the coverage, the exhibition puts a spotlight on the people who are trying to preserve the tradition and further pass it down to the future generation as well. So there are people who repair damaged national heritage pieces so that our traditions and cultural assets can be preserved as they are. Like Bella said, there were different kinds of crafts, but that's only a part of it. For example, one of the works on display was a reconstructed section, just 1 out of 100 parts of a traditional hanok building.
It must have been really meaningful to see how these artisans are connecting history with the present.
Yeah, I mean, that's the exact point. So the exhibition runs until this Sunday, and there's also a hands-on booth open. So if you're interested in the traditional crafts, I think it's the perfect place to be.
Right. The crafts in Deoksugung is definitely meaningful and looks great. So exhibition definitely will check it out if I have the time to.
Yes, and I think it might be one of the last weekends that we have milder weather. So perfect timing. Thank you very much, Hyobin, for that wonderful coverage.
Thank you, Hyobin.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.